Well, there's something very tragic about that man. I'm sure that nothing but harm will come to you through him.
Hello everyone, welcome to Kill the Cast. My name is Jerry, and joined with me, as always, is the ever-quotable Jay.
Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the Wolfsbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright.
You read the wrong version. Way to fuck up.
How did I read the wrong version? I read it right off a fucking website.
Because that is the changed version. Oh wait, that's the one Jeannie Williams says. There's a version where it's like changed, where it doesn't have moon in it.
Well, you know what? Too bad.
I'll allow it. And as always, of course, the Silent Hill biker himself, Kenneth.
Hi.
Always just the epitome of excitement. And
I don't have a quote.
that's very true. And joining us is my co-host from the unofficial HorrorPack podcast, Carly.
What's up?
She did Black Christmas with us, and she was like, okay, I guess I'll come back.
Yeah. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, well, you know, only the coolest people get to come here.
Right.
And Jay.
Yeah. And wait, what?
So, Jay, what have you been doing this past week?
Working on our YouTube, which everyone should be subscribing to and stuff, and watching, and helping me get more views than you, because your fucking videos always beat mine out.
What's the count? What's the count of the latest video? I'm about to pull it up right now.
Let's see. I think it was 23 to 25 last time I looked at it. Forgive the audio if mine accidentally starts
Okay, my last top 5 is at 27 views, 3 comments, 2 thumbs up. Yours is at 25 views, 0 comments, and 3 thumbs up.
See?
But
my box set video is at almost 40 views. So.
Yeah, that box set video. They got.
People love looking at other people's shit, man. I just don't understand it.
I watched it twice.
You watched it? I watched it once. Let's see. You have had 82 minutes watched on your last top 5 video. And
that's not bad considering it's only 4 minutes long.
Or was that on mine? Oh no, I have 82 minutes. Let me see what you have. I looked at the wrong thing.
Ruined it.
Dick.
He might have more. He has 40 minutes.
Ugh. So at least so that means everybody has watched about half of it.
Yeah, actually, I was about to say, it says audience for intention time on yours was like 1:37, and mine was also at like a half. Because mine's like 5 minutes long.
They get tired of it. I don't understand. It's 4-minute video.
Almost.
There's 5 things.
Yeah, mine's almost 6 minutes long. It's like 5 minutes and 47 seconds, and I get 3 minutes and 1 second.
They're like, I don't want to hear him talk about Get Out again. We're done.
Fuck this guy and his Get Out. When you gonna let that Straight to the Kill the Void out?
Actually, you know what? I will drop it right now. How about that?
Okay. But yeah, so we've been Jay's been killing the YouTube scene. I've also been jumping in there and throwing some stuff. I've had some new.
How do I do this?
I've had 2 new. Do you want me to do it?
I gotta learn how to use this thing.
What app are you? Oh, you know what? I'll deal with this later. Anyway,
I have the.
Are
you
the
YouTube
creator
studio thing?
Okay, go to edit, which is the pencil icon. Everyone, you're gonna learn how to edit videos right now.
I was just going to say, Kill the Cast tutorial.
Yeah, go to the bottom.
I got it.
Yeah, so bam, live.
Bam.
Right now you're seeing Straight to the Kill the Void. That was an awesome video. I do love the Void. And I've also been dropping YouTube videos on there. I dropped my Kill the Delete, talking about deleted scenes in horror movies and whether they should or should not have been added back into the movie. Did my first one on Jaws because I love Quint. And the other video I dropped is a new series I'm doing for greatest horror movie of all time, and I argued why The Thing is, and it's a prototype version, so it's not as like neat and cut as it should be.
And it's still really good too. I don't know. Besides you not looking at your phone or whatever you were looking at,
I hid my phone.
I don't see how you could make that video any better.
I hid my phone with the video of The Thing. I just put that over my hand so you couldn't see it.
Right, but I don't, besides like changing the fact that you're looking at it, I don't understand how that video could be any better.
I don't know if I was topless, maybe.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay. And Kenneth, what have you been up to?
Other than the fact that I went to the Days of the Dead Horror Con yesterday, other than that, not really a whole lot. But I went there. I finally got to meet Kane Hodder, which was cool. I got him to sign my Jason mask, of course.
How much he charge you?
$40.
40. That
That's not bad.
motherfucker. He charged 50 at the fucking convention I went to, and it was smaller.
Well, I mean,
Maybe that's why then.
Oh,
because less
maybe.
people.
He was like,
I mean-
he was like, if you bought something for him, it was cheaper, but if you brought your own item, it was 50.
Was
I paid
he
$40.
nice?
But I had to choose because I'm looking around and like when I went up to Matthew Lillard's line, oh my God, his fucking menu, dude, was insane. The shit was so expensive, and like he had like 3 tables of photographs and shit. And I'm like, I walked up and I'm standing there and I'm watching him talk to people, man. And he seemed like he was a genuinely cool dude. Like he would hug people and shit like that. And I mean, I was, like there was just one girl and she was like crying when she walked up to him. And, I mean, like literally like bawling, crying. And I was looking and I'm like, what the fuck? And he looked like he was genuinely concerned. Like, oh my God. And he was giving her a hug and shit. That was pretty cool. But I still wasn't paying him $60 for an autograph. And then I got to meet Robert Hall, which he was really cool. He's the guy that's responsible for the Chrome Skull series, Laid to Rest, in the second one. He was really, really cool. And I got to meet, what's his name, Joel Robinson, the dude who does all the art for Shout Factory. That's a badass motherfucker. Right there.
He just had his art reveal for the It's Alive trilogy that Scream Factory's putting out. He's got upcoming art coming out on the Strangers Blu-ray set and the Behind the Mask Blu-ray that's coming out from Scream Factory.
Nice.
And the Suspiria non-steelbook version is coming out from Synapse. And it's got his artwork, which luckily I have a bigger version of that artwork that I own, or else I'd be pissed because that artwork is so much better than what's on the steel case that I would much rather have his artwork because it's fantastic.
Right, and I picked up, the Nightbreed T-shirt for the cover of the special edition of that, and then the special edition of Tales from the Hood. I got the T-shirt from that too.
Nice. I got Reese got his Manos Hands of Fate shirt, and I got the Black Christmas shirt, and then I got like 4 art prints off of them. Plus, I made him sign like fucking 20 Blu-rays.
Yeah, if I'd have known he was going to be there, man, I'd have went in there with all mine. But and then I got to meet Big Daddy Zombie from Land of the Dead. He was real fun.
We shared a picture of that too, and everyone was like, "Hey, this is pretty awesome."
Yeah, he was real cool, man. He talked to me for a long time, and he really got into depth about how he got the role and shit like that. It was real cool. So I had a good time, and I spent way too much fucking money, and that's how it goes when you go to those things.
That's very true. So, Carly, what have you been doing this week?
Not really much of anything, honestly. I mean, like, I've been working a lot. We're kind of short-staffed, so I kind of work, then go home, watch a movie, and fall asleep. I mean, last Saturday, though, I did go see Suspiria in theaters, which was pretty cool. The only thing is, like, it was subtitled, and the guy running the subtitles was kind of off on the subtitles, so, like, it was kind of annoying, but then again, like, I've seen Suspiria 2 or 3 times before, so it's like I knew what was going on, but at the same time, it was kind of lame. But, I mean, the theater was pretty packed, so that was pretty cool. But, as for this week, not really a whole lot has been going on,
You got your tattoo colored in, though.
True, I did do that, which was pretty cool. Didn't take nearly as long.
You'll have to post a picture of it in the Kill the Cast group. She has a very, very fucking awesome Psycho tattoo.
I'm pretty excited with it. I love the colors.
Yeah, no, that tattoo looks fucking great.
And it's cool. The like artist is actually like pretty into horror. Like he knows like pretty much like any movie I bring up, he like knew what I was talking about. So it was pretty cool. Kind of numbed the pain to like talk to him about things. So yeah.
Dope.
Hell yeah.
And as for me, there was something I was going to bring up. Now I can't remember what the fuck it was.
Nobody gives a shit anyway.
Everyone gives a shit about me Fuck. There was seriously something I was gonna bring up, and now I can't remember. We got a new Patreon subscriber. Woo. It's Jeremy Freeman of 22 Shots of Moods and Horror.
What?
He's supporting us,
buddy.
Yep, he gave me a movie to review. I gave him the Violent Shit trilogy, so I have no idea how fucking terrible this movie's gonna be. He's giving me.
What the fuck is the Violent Shit trilogy?
You've never
Japanese?
No,
talking about that Japanese?
It's German.
Oh, okay.
It's a German low budget splatter film. There's 3 of them. There's actually like 4 of them, but I gave him the original trilogy.
Like the Vomit Gore trilogy?
No, it is literally just like really bad 90s special effects that looks like it was 70s special effects.
Oh,
except it's bad and like a barely existent story. They're real fucking bad. They're shot on video type movies, and I made Jeremy watch all of them because I'm a fucking dick.
He's probably only supporting your Patreon to mess with you now, Jerry.
Yeah, it was actually most likely JP who did it, but when Jeremy found out, he messaged me and he was like, "Well, since we're supporting y'all now, you got to review this," and I'm like, "Okay."
God.
I don't give a shit.
A little bit of horror news. Cloverfield came out of nowhere and released a 3rd Cloverfield movie on Netflix tonight after the Super Bowl ends.
I like how they go.
Pretty dope.
Here's what the 4th movie is going to be, guys. By the way, it's already done. It's already ready to go. And we're all sitting here like, well, when's the fucking 3rd movie coming out? And then today they're like, oh, by the way, here's the 3rd movie. I know we just announced the 4th one's done, but here's the 3rd movie.
Well, they've been super sneaky about this shit because 10 Cloverfield Lane filmed under a completely different name and then showed up out of fucking nowhere.
Right, and I didn't even know this was happening.
Me either, and I love it.
But I'm happy about it too because I recently watched 10 Cloverfield Lane and I was like, man, I'd like to see where they go with it. So yeah, I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, well, we'll be looking at soon. I'll have to revisit all of them. I've got a Cloverfield Blu-ray to give away eventually. We got to look into our iTunes reviews and see if we've got any more, and then look into doing another giveaway soon.
I say we do something.
Yeah. But with that being said, let's go into the birthday year bash.
Thank you.
That music was
year bash theme song, by the way.
That worked out perfectly because I was drinking tea. And I was like, oh, fuck, I gotta hurry up and swallow. And you started doing that, and I was like, never mind. I can let it just linger in my mouth. How often in your life
do you say, I gotta hurry up and swallow?
At least once a day at work.
Almost every Sunday. So
it reminds me, I watched Clerks 2 the other day, and it reminds me of the dude having to finish with a donkey.
Kelly could be a dude's name, too. Ow.
Hey.
All right, so we had... Jay with Children of the Corn, Kenneth with Videodrome, and me with Hellbound Hellraiser 2. And the winner with 24 votes was Hellbound Hellraiser 2. That's me. Suck it, Jay.
Nice.
That means we're tied, right? Me and Jay are tied.
Yeah, me and you got a showdown.
Oh, shit. Videodrome came in second with 13 votes. And Children of the Corn came in third last place.
But now you've used Hellraiser, sucker.
With 11. Bitch, do you know how many I have? Wait, yes. Carly, you voted Children of the Corn?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I've never seen Videodrome, and I've only seen Hellraiser 2 once. So, I can't really say, oh, that's my favorite. And I do like Children of the Corn, so, you know.
You need to watch Videodrome. That's the shit.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
So, well... oh, fuck. I just burped and it tasted like so much pizza. Whew. Oh, fuck me. It's really gross. Sorry, guys. I gotta drink more tea. Now, y'all gotta wait while I swallow. All right.
There you go. Let's drink a bunch of tea, put acid on top of acid.
All right. Woo! Well, here we go. Carly, you're the guest. Who do you want to go first for round 5, the last round of the birthday year bash?
You mean who gets to
who
name their movie?
Yeah, who gets to name their movie first?
I'll go with Jay.
Bam, Jay.
All right. So last time I mentioned I had Night of the Comet, and everybody freaked out and said, "Why the fuck didn't you use that?" I've never actually seen the movie, so I actually don't feel right using that. So
I actually
pretty much,
just watched it last week.
I've never actually seen it. At least I don't think I've seen it anyway.
It's on Shudder.
Well, I'll have to give it a watch eventually. So pretty much I've got Gremlins, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and I guess I could do Firestarter. And then all the way at the bottom of my list, I have Godzilla 1985, which came out in 1984 because movies. And so I don't know.
For the record, I'm
gonna go with Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Okay, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Because I'm a big slasher fan. That's a good movie, and the special edition just came out recently on Scream Factory, so maybe that'll help.
Featuring art by Joel Robinson.
We should have him on the show.
I actually talked to him about it. He said he'd come on.
Sweet. All right, give him a call.
Yeah. So that's all you got for Silent Night, Deadly Night?
That's what I got. I got Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's a great slasher, fairly original concept. Guy dressed as Santa starts killing people because Santa traumatized him as a kid. So why not?
Okay, fair enough. Carly, who's next?
Kenneth.
Damn, go Kenneth.
Sleepaway Camp.
Ooh, shit. Fuck.
Chicks with dicks.
Oh,
I don't need to say that else. Sleepaway Camp. Chicks with
I
dicks.
don't want you to win because if you win, then me and Jerry got to go to a tiebreaker round, and now I'm down even one more movie. I'm going to use Godzilla. If we and Jerry go tiebreaker, I'm using Godzilla just because it's Jerry.
Well then, mine is a movie that, much like my first movie, came out on the exact same day, October 14th, 1988, the year, the day, the month. I was born into this world. Everyone rejoiced and said, Jerry, the blessing you brought upon this world was not only Night of the Demons, but motherfucking Pumpkinhead, which is done.
Good movie.
Directed by Stan Winston, his directorial debut, might I add, who handled a special effects monster fucking perfectly. He was actually my number 2 for our Top 5 Fridays directorial debut. It was fantastic. This movie is not only a crown jewel in the creature feature monster genre, but it's one of the best horror movies that deals with the South and like the superstitions of the South. Pumpkinhead looks fantastic. It's creepy as shit when he's drawing the fucking cross on the woman's forehead. Oh my god, that scene is so fucking good. Like, you really cannot fuck with Pumpkinhead like that. He will fuck you up. And it's got our boy Lance Henriksen.
Henriksen.
Jesus Christ.
Henriksen. Well, it's not my fault he's got a fucking
respect, bro.
It's not my fault he's got a fucking weird last name. Just it's either Harry and the Henderson or Erickson. You don't get fucking both. Pick one.
Just call him Bishop then.
There you go.
Wait, wasn't that the one from fucking Aliens?
Mm-hmm.
That movie's garbage. So Pumpkinhead is a fucking awesome movie. You should be voting for it to show joy in the fact that a special effects creator got to step up, make a movie, and put so much focus in it. Also, bonus facts, the dog that was in the movie, also the same dog that was in Gremlins. So there you go.
What?
Yeah. Cool. The commentary that's on the Scream Factory disc is fucking amazing. I highly recommend everyone listen to that because it's got some of the people that made the movie. While it's got none of the main people, like the director or the actors or anything like that, it's got a lot of people who did like the special effects and stuff. And man, they've got stories. So
I have to check it out.
Pumpkinhead is what I'm throwing down. I think I'm going to lose to Sleepaway Camp, which is sad because that means me and Jay are going to have to go heads up.
And then you're going to have to go against Godzilla.
I can beat Godzilla 1985.
Chicks with dicks.
Yeah, fuck, man. And I just, I met Felissa Rose and she's so fucking cool too. God damn it.
Yeah, this weekend they didn't have
Don't
nothing but
vote
nice
for Kenneth.
shit to
Help
say.
me beat Jerry. Just know that you guys will make Jerry sad, and that's worth voting for me in itself.
Man, fuck that. I want both.
First of all, fuck
head
you
to
and the clique you claim.
head. Y'all need to go head to head. Penis to penis.
If we go head to head, it's gonna be vicious. I'm gonna throw out a fucking speech. We are not docking.
No, that sounds painful. That doesn't even sound pleasurable. Even if I wanted another man's penis inside of my foreskin.
Well, at least it's not as bad as cock fingering.
I don't know what that is, but I don't want to.
It's fingering the cock, fingering the penis hole.
No, things
fish.
don't go into that.
Self-explanatory.
People, it is pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, no, people are into that. They I've seen sometimes they'll put a Twizzler in there.
No.
What the fuck?
I thought we were done with all the fucked up shit from fucking Cannibal, but nope, here we are.
We're done.
I'm sorry, I read an article on
This episode's
today,
over.
so.
Wolfman was good. The end.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Sorry, my family is watching the Super Bowl, so forgive the background noises that may or may not be picked up by my mic.
Yeah, I'm not watching that fucking Super Bowl.
I am completely here by myself except for my cats. So.
All right, I am ready to review Humanoids of the Deep. Let's get into it.
God damn it, Jay. Okay, so we are tackling The Wolfman from 1941. It has a IMDb rating of 7.4 out of 10. It was released on 12/12/1941. It was directed by George Wagner, screenplay by Kurt Siodmak. It's a ballin' name, but I don't know how to pronounce it. He also wrote Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, which is pretty dope. Jack Pierce did the makeup, and then it had a budget of $180,000. So that's pretty dope.
I wonder what that translated to now.
I don't know. There's websites to tell you that, but I didn't look it up.
Give me the number again. The budget.
180,000.
Okay. Continue.
So, a practical man returns to his homeland, is attacked by a creature of folklore, and infected with a horrific disease his disciplined mind tells him cannot exist. I really like that synopsis because that tells you jack shit.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But when you look into the movie, it works so well. Now, this movie has Lon Chaney Jr., who plays Larry Talbot, a.k.a. the motherfucking Wolfman.
What year was this movie?
1941.
41. $3.1 million.
Okay. That's not bad. Not super high budget, but better than low budget. So, one thing I want to get into before we get into this, just because I get to talk about the Black Cat. Not since the Black Cat have they had the opening credits where they showed the actors before the movie started. That's how proud they were of this.
Yeah,
I like
that too.
I thought it was neat. I think movies today should do that. Especially if they use clips from the movie. That's fucking awesome.
I agree. I am all about this. Now, I know me, Jay, and Kenneth, we actually watched the Blu-ray version of this, but Carly, I had to give you a copy of it because you didn't have it, so you had to watch a less than stellar version. But guys, how good does this fucking movie look on Blu-ray?
Oh, God. I am so impressed with the ability to make film from 1940 whatever look that good.
Like, this is a prime example of why I think black and white movies are so beautiful. Because when they're touched up and made, and cleaned up and then put out on Blu-ray, oh my God. You would think that this movie was made today and just done in black and white with how good it looks.
It's strange to me how well the black and white film can look in high definition. Because before I'd watched my first one on it, I'd heard that the first one that I heard about a special edition coming out of was To Kill a Mockingbird. And I'm like, my first reaction was, why the fuck would you want to get a black and white movie on Blu-ray? And then I saw one, and I was like, wow. Because I think the first one that I ever watched on Blu-ray was maybe the first time that I watched Dracula on Blu-ray. And I was blown away at how good it looks. And then watching this one, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is truly impressive what Universal can do. If you want to kind of look behind the scenes of how they do these things, if you have the Jaws Blu-ray, there is a thing on there where they actually walk you through what they did to clean all of this up and make the transfer look so good for Jaws. And that's basically what they did for a lot of these Universal classics, just not quite as in-depth as they did with Jaws. But holy shit, this movie is fantastic. Now, before we get into like what me and Kenneth think about this movie, because we've seen it so much, we'll get into some general thoughts between Jay and Carly, as this is New Year, New Jay, joined us by Carly, because neither one of them have seen this movie before, so it was first time watches for them, and we're getting Jay to, you know, keep up with his watching the Universal classics. Actually, Jay requested this, which I was very proud of.
Yeah.
And so, Jay, give us your general thoughts about The Wolfman. What did you think?
So, this is way better than Dracula and Creature from the Black Lagoon, at least for me.
Well, you're half right.
I couldn't
wait.
get into the other two movies.
Wait,
so...
which one are you talking about, Kenneth?
Right about?
Which half is good?
Which fucking one do you think I'm talking about?
I'm hoping Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Of course.
Okay, just making sure. Me too. Wolfman is the number 2 for me. Okay, Jay, continue.
My number 2 is probably Frankenstein.
I liked all the characters better to start with, which really helps when you want to engage in a movie. Fucking Larry, his whole family, man. That's some sad shit to have to go through. Fucking, he's home because his brother dies. Then he accidentally kills a dude. I mean, he obviously didn't know that he was a dude, but he killed him.
Spoilers.
This movie's from 1941. The statute of limitations and spoilers has definitely expired. Then he has to fucking get killed by his dad. And then his dad's like, oh shit, I killed my kid. The only like redeeming factor is that in his death there is a little bit of redemption. We're like, oh, he saved what's her face. I'm terrible with names, by the way.
Gwen.
Yeah, there you go. So I definitely connected with the characters, which made the rest of the story surrounding everybody way more interesting for me. Better than the last two that we've watched.
All right, fair enough. I'm pretty stoked to hear that. Now, Carly, what did you think?
Well, I watched this last night, and I was pretty tired while I watched it, and I was into it, like, halfway through, then, like, I kind of started falling out of it because I was tired, so I rewatched it again today, and I really enjoyed it a lot more today on rewatch, and, noticed things a lot more, and, I agree, it's a very tragic story, and I think, the Larry character, like, his just, like, facial expressions throughout the movie are just, like, really just, like, he just looks so, like, upset about what's going on and just so lost on what to even do about it because, like, I mean, what really can you do? Like, he's been bitten by this wolf and, like, he can't help himself to, like, change into one. And, like, it's just a very tragic story. And I agree, I really enjoyed all the characters and just, like, the atmosphere, even though it's, it's in black and white, but then when they're outside, you just see, like, fog and things going through. And, like, I feel like that sometimes black and white really helps with that, like, creepy atmosphere. So overall, I really enjoyed it. Sweet.
Kenneth, this is probably your, like, 50th time seeing this movie. How does it hold up for you?
Yeah, I mean, watching this movie is always good. I think the high point of this movie is Lon Chaney Jr. He's the high point of the movie, man. I mean, because I've said it before on the show. He's one of those guys, man, where I just want to hug him. It's like I just want to hold him. I want to be like, make him feel better because he's always got that, that saddened look to him, and he does such a great job at conveying, because both of you guys said it was a tragedy, and it really is, and he does such a good job at conveying what's going on, especially from the transition of, when he's got a hard on for Gwen at the beginning of it, and then dealing with that his affection for her, and then it's shifting into him being worried about what's going on with his own life and not wanting to hurt her, but at the same time wanting to be with her. It's the way he conveys all those things is just fucking amazing.
Yeah, and if you look into Lon Chaney Jr.'s life, it's actually pretty tragic in itself. His father is, of course, Lon Chaney, who was the man of many faces, who was famous in silent films. He was in Phantom of the Opera and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And in fact, Lon Chaney Jr. was actually born Creighton Toll Chaney. But he was pretty much kind of forced into changing his name to Lon Chaney Jr. to make for a stage name to make him more popular. And he has played Dracula, he has played Alucard, he has played the Wolfman, he has played Frankenstein, he's played the Mummy. He is the only actor out of all of those to be the only person to play the Wolfman in the Universal Monster movies. No other actor did that, their one character, and only they did that character. Multiple people played Frankenstein, multiple people played Dracula, multiple people played the Mummy. But unfortunately, while his dad was very famous, him and his dad did not get along. He's actually talked many times about how abusive he was, and there's some screwy shit that happened with like him and his mom, where he didn't even know like his mom was alive after a certain point after she left, because his dad was just like, no, she's dead. No, you don't worry about that. You don't know. And he found out later. And he actually didn't even he always wanted to act, but he did not actually start acting until after his dad died of cancer. I believe it was cancer. Pretty sure it's cancer. And when his dad died, he actually started going into acting.
Wow.
His dad did not want him to be an actor because his dad was just like, it was a hard life for me until I made it. I don't want you to go through the same thing. And Lon Chaney Jr. was like, well, you're dead now, so I'm going to do this. But unfortunately, Lon Chaney died in 1973. He was only 60-something years old. And how old was he? 67. And unfortunately, he was a very, 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 very bad alcoholic.
Oh, wow.
In fact, if you watch when he's in the Mummy movies, he is pretty much drunk a lot of those times.
I'm usually drunk when I'm acting as the Mummy, too.
I'm usually drunk when I'm banging your mommy.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Me and Carly just sometimes Eiffel Tower her, for funsies.
Why do I not have the video of this?
Because we're trying to sell it. Apparently, you can make porn of anything and sell it. Someone just made a Rugrats porno, so now we're trying to
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I have money.
Now we're trying to cash in on that.
Woo!
So as for me, I love the Wolfman. It is my second favorite of the Universal monster movies. My third favorite of the Universal classics, because obviously the Black Cat is my number one. And then Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then the Wolfman. I love this movie. I love Lon Chaney Jr. I really love Claude Rains in this movie. He does such a good job of like being that kind of standoffish dad. He always is very cool, calm, and collective. If you go to the scene where Lon Chaney Jr. as Larry is like telling his dad that, I think I might be a wolf. Do you believe that can happen? And he's kind of flipping out, and you can look in Larry's face and just see how worried he is. And Claude Rains is just like fucking chill as hell. He is cool, calm, and collective, and just ballin'. And a lot of people probably know Claude Rains as the Invisible Man, which he did a fantastic job. I know the Invisible Man is a lot of people's like favorite of the Universal classics. And he was also in Casablanca. And when you're in Casablanca, you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want.
I was in Casablanca.
No, you were not.
I played a cloud.
You did not play a cloud. You weren't even born. Your mom probably didn't even have her period yet when Casablanca came out.
I don't think you understand how time works.
I mean, what is it? All wibbly wobbly or some shit? So, yes, I am a huge fan of The Wolfman. I think it's a great story. I think it flies through. It has fantastic pacing. It is one of those movies you can put on, and then a little over an hour later, you're done, you're satisfied, and you come away just going, damn, what a fucking good movie.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, oh man, it was good. I'm so surprised.
Yeah. It was fucking fantastic. I love this movie. There are two things in this movie that kind of have always stood out to me as strange. So let's see how y'all think about this. First of all, the opening with the book. I I really don't like that. It sets this up as a little too fairy tale-ish when I like that it comes off a bit more realistic. And when I was younger, I was like, who's showing me this book? Is this before the movie? Is this after? Because it feels like it's after the movie, after the story. Like, let me take you back to this time where this happened in this small town where they believed in werewolves. And it just does not fit. It's cool, I guess, that it brings up the, Talbot Castle and everyone there believes in werewolves, which they kind of show in the movie because it seems like all the common people are like, oh, check out this fucking quote about Wolfbane, So that makes sense, but I just do not like that, and I kind of wish it was not in the movie. Kenneth, has that ever bothered you in all your times watching this movie?
The story at the beginning? Nah. It never really got to me, man. I mean, because... I think considering, what they were trying to convey at the time for this movie coming out, man, the whole Wolfman story wasn't as fucking, everybody didn't know it like they know it now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you talk about the Wolfman. I mean, there's been so many different versions of the werewolf mythos in cinematic history, man, now that everybody knows what it is, especially, the old school myths about the silver bullet and all that kind of shit. So you got to look at the difference in the times between then and now. There's some things that they just had to kind of, for the money that they had and how quickly these movies move along, there's just some things that you just kind of got to throw in there. So I kind of give it a pass.
All right. Jay, as your first time watching it, how did that set you up for getting into the movie? What did you feel when you saw that?
It didn't bother me. I just chalked it up to it being because of the way that my brain can't work words. I just chalked it up to it being the time, from the time the movie was made as a storytelling technique, because movies change, the way we make movies change a lot. So I just assumed it was, part of that era of movie making, and so it didn't really bother me.
All right, Carly, how did
expositional opening credits today? That's what I would relate it to.
Like a Star Wars crawl,
right? Kind of similar to that, yeah.
Okay, Carly, how did you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's kind of like a Star Wars beginning, or even like Phantasm, where they define Phantasm in the trailer and things like that. It didn't really bother me. I didn't really think much of it, but I totally see what you mean, how it feels like the opening of a fairy tale. Maybe they could have, explained, there could have been a part in the movie where they, find a book and explain that or something, and it would have worked better. But, I agree with Jay, how it just felt like kind of a sign of the times, really. Didn't really bother me or take away from the movie or anything like that.
Okay, fair enough. The next thing that has always kind of bothered me is there's a part in the movie where we just get Lon Chaney looking directly at us, and then the screen just goes to his eyes as a bunch of scenes and pictures dissolve in front of it, almost like a fucking acid trip. And I did not like that either, because to me that takes out of the reality of this movie, because besides the fantastical part of a Wolfman, the movie just feels very realistic. It seems like it really isn't a true thing. And that kind of acid dissolve never really sat well with me. Even back then, I've always thought it was weird in the middle of the movie and just really should have been taken out.
No. I disagree. Because I'm actually watching that part right now. It's funny how many times that happens when we're doing the show.
I'm ahead of you. I just got the Wolfman who got his leg caught in the trap.
I think I'm watching the wrong movie. My guy just got naked.
But it's one of those things, man, where everything is just kind of hitting him at one time. It's like the 40s version of somebody starting that nervous breakdown where fucking everything that's going on in their mind is hitting them all at one time, except for in this, we get the visualization of that, where it's just he's thinking about what the old woman's saying, and he's thinking about, the woman that he's fearful for, and he's thinking about, the him killing the other guy, and so on and so forth. And all of it's just hitting him at one time. And he's just like, man, put a little bit of a new spin on it. He's just like, man, fuck. God damn it, I just cannot take this shit. And that's what's going on. And then if you watch it, right, the scene right after that is when the change begins. So it's like everything is just hitting him at one time. So I think that particular part of the movie is just it fits perfectly.
I think I would have rather have seen like him like stumbling through the woods and maybe like keep like looking at trees and thinking stuff's behind it and being like super paranoid and like him like struggling to get home.
But
and
it was
like
the bite. He was feverish. He was like freaking out because he got bit and the disease was taking over his body, so it was fucking with his head.
I mean, y'all have points. It's just I just feel like I don't know. I don't like the superimposed like visual that they do.
I mean, I thought it was cool.
Oh, well, you know what?
I
Fuck
mean,
me, I'm wrong.
I've seen it, like, kind of reminds me of something like, maybe like in Carrie when she's standing up there and then, like, gets the blood on her and it's like she starts visualizing everyone laughing at her. Like, it reminds me of something like that, and I've definitely seen, like, stuff like that in other movies, too. And I don't know, I thought it was neat. It definitely feels weird in this movie, but, like, that's kind of what I liked about it.
Okay, so Carly, is there anything in the movie you didn't like?
Trying to think. I mean, not particularly. No, I can't. For the movie, like, I like how it's like these movies are really short. These older movies, it's like 70 minutes, and I feel like it flows really well, and they get their story across without it like dragging on or anything like that. It's like a very basic story, so. I don't know. I really enjoyed it for the most part. Maybe some scenes are like cut weirdly. Like, I feel like when I watched it the first time, I got like confused, like missed something because it was like going from scene to scene. But other than that, I was pretty much okay with it.
All right, Jay, did you have any negatives towards the movie?
Negatives? Not really. The only thing I don't understand is why was Larry a wolf man when the gypsy was a full-on large wolf?
Yeah, they've never really explained that either. Fun fact, the dog in that scene was actually Lon Chaney Jr.'s German Shepherd.
And also happened to be the same dog from Gremlins?
Maybe.
That's why I thought you were going to say it first. Like, fun fact, this is also the dog.
No, it's his dog because they had another dog, but the dog just would not wrestle with him. So Lon Chaney Jr. ended up bringing his own dog.
He's like, I got this. I'll fix it.
Yeah, and wrestle with his dog. Yeah, they've never explained that. It's one of the things that I've always thought was really weird, but there's never been a good explanation. I've never seen anywhere where they've ever decided to explain it.
And it's just from my own brain trying to answer the question, is that he just turned into a wolf and the other guy's been a werewolf forever.
You know, there could be truth in this because here's the other thing. Another possibility is if you go to the scene where Lon Chaney first turns into a werewolf, he takes off his shirt. He's got his wife beater under there, which I don't know where he got that from because he literally just unbuttoned his shirt to show the gypsy woman the mark on him.
Right.
And he did not have a wife beater on, but now he does.
You know, continuity issues.
And,
in the 40s.
He takes off his socks. He's just wearing the wife beater and pants. And then the next time we see him, he is the Wolfman. He has fully changed into the Wolfman. And a brand new shirt, a brand new pair of pants. Like,
yeah,
it's not the same pair of pants.
Again, these are things I just chopped up to it being, the time. It, like you said, it was a pretty cheap movie comparatively. And so I was just like, okay. I'll give you a pass on that one, magic clothes.
Yeah,
either that or in his feverish state and transformation back into a human, he got dressed again, but who knows?
No, because you see him. Well, I mean, you see him as the werewolf. So I don't know. I agree with you on that. It is very odd why Bella was a wolf and not a wolf man. Kenneth, did you have any negatives towards the movie?
I don't know really about negatives. I just found things to be interesting and slightly strange. Like, this dude just goes into town, he's looking in a telescope, and then next thing you know, he's peeping Tomming on this lady. And then right after that, he's peeping Tomming, and then he fucking goes and tells her about her earrings and shit that she has on, which I found amusing.
Oh yeah, I saw your bedroom.
Like
Right,
really,
you know,
really
I'm just
creepy.
checking you out. Yeah, I was just checking you out, and I figured I'd come in here and say, hey, what's up? Nice earrings, the ones that you're not wearing right now. And then the progression of how she goes from being engaged to this dude to damn near giving it up to this guy that she met like 2 days ago.
I am so glad you brought this up because I really wanted to talk about this. One, I love that first scene of them meeting because every time he starts creeping her out, she tries to get away. She tries to get
no 3 times.
Yes, and he does not stop. I mean, Carly, I'm sure you've been in the situation. I know I've been in the situation where I'm like, no, you're 60-year-old dude. I'm not going to have sex with you right now. I know this is a bar. I know I'm looking sexy right now, but no, calm it down. Like, but I mean, Carly, if you were at your work and this dude is over here like, I saw those earrings, girl. Let me holler at you. You're like, Dad, please help me.
Hey, Mama, let me whisper in your ear.
About to tell you a whole bunch of liking shit you've been wanting to hear. But like, Carly, like, when you watch older movies like that, and like, because now in this day and age, like, that's clearly like unacceptable.
Yeah.
But when you go back to the 1940s and 1950s and you're watching stuff like that, and at like, as a woman, how do you feel with those scenes? Are you kind of like weirded out? Like, do you feel like fucking weirded out for her?
Yeah, it's like, it's just so weird because, like, you know, the guy, he's like such a gentleman, but like what he's saying just comes off as so creepy today. And like, and it's just funny because like she doesn't even, she waits until a little bit later. She's like, may I ask how you knew I was wearing those earrings? Like, she didn't even ask that, like, straight up. That would be my first question. I'd be like, how could you possibly see me wearing these big earrings when I was in my bedroom at night? But like, yeah, it's definitely weird. And it's just like, back then, like, every guy just seems so polite and like, you know, they're all like dressed up and you feel like they're all like trustworthy. And it's just like, I don't know, the dialogue just comes off as creepy, but I'm sure like that's not what they intended. I don't know. And I just think it's funny how she says like no, just doesn't say anything else. She just says no once, then twice, and like 3 times, and then he's still like, I'll see you at 8.
Yeah.
And then he shows up too. And she's like, I brought my friend. I'm engaged. Here you go.
Here's
like,
the
why
other
didn't
thing.
She didn't say she was engaged at the beginning either, was the funny thing.
No,
like,
she definitely didn't.
Oh, she didn't say it until she was pinned to a tree.
Yeah, yeah. She's like, by the way, I'm sorry, but
yeah. By the way, another thing I've noticed with a lot of these old movies always involve someone trying to get someone else who's already in a relationship to cheat. Like, Dracula always goes after chicks that are already in relationships. Here we have Larry Talbot going directly after someone who's in a relationship. Even go to Psycho. You have you have the lady in there, Marion, trying to get with a guy, or already getting with a guy who's married.
yeah, true.
Like, I've noticed that when I watch a lot of these old movies, they are really into basically breaking up relationships, getting someone into uncomfortable positions of, are they going to cheat on their significant other or not?
Yeah, it's like a drama soap opera-y type scenario.
Yeah, very much so. Because, like, I mean, even when Larry has her after the gypsy party, and he's like, I'm going to walk you home right before all the gypsies get up and fucking leave town. Yeah, he gets her pinned to the tree, and he goes to kiss her when she just wants to give him a penny. Here's a penny. He's like, that's not enough.
That's not enough. That's rape today. Let me tell you.
Yeah, and so he leans in to kiss, but here's the thing. She tilts her head to accept the kiss.
Yeah.
She is
he's handsome, and he owns a castle, so...
I mean, that's true. And actually, I think it's pretty funny when she's talking to her fiance. In the scene where he first shows, we first like get him introduced. We had already seen him in the hunting party, or not the hunting party at the time, but at Bella's dead body. And he doesn't talk to Larry at all, and he's just staring at the cane. And I know, and I always thought that was weird, but I finally figured out why he's staring at the cane. Why does Larry still have his murder weapon? Why did the cops not take this and go, bitch, this is evidence?
It's the 40s, and they didn't think he committed a crime. Remember, they're like, oh, well, he's just silly in the head. No
For the
big
same
deal.
reason they're out there hunting in pinstripe suits and fedoras. I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
You know what, Kenneth? You're right.
Deer stand kind of thing. Looking like fucking gangsters out there hunting a wolf. I mean, come on.
Okay, you know what? I'll give you that. But there's little odd things. So, and then at that point, he says, like, he goes, I couldn't stop staring at the odd thing. He goes, and, you know, he's the son of a Talbot, so you should watch out. And it's like, what the fuck does that mean? Was John Jr. before he died a huge lecher? Was he, like, going around and hitting on every single chick there? Was Sir John doing the same thing back in his day? In fact, where's his wife? Where's their mother? Did he kill her so he can bang other hookers?
Alcoholism.
Probably. But even then, when Larry talks to his dad the next day after meeting Gwen and all that, and he talks about, or not the next day, the same day, whatever it is, but he's talking to his dad because he brings up the whole werewolf thing, and he brings up that he just met Gwen. At no point does Sir John go, oh yeah, that chick, she's engaged to our gameskeeper, by the way. You know, we employ him, and they're going to get married. So if you plan on banging her, we might have to go find a gameskeeper.
Good point.
Does not bring it up.
Some son.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
Don't sleep with the help.
Well, I mean, he's a gameskeeper. I think he's a little bit above the help.
I don't care,
Well,
man. That
yeah,
chick's really
but-
hot, so.
She is very attractive.
Yeah, she's in another Universal classic. She's in the Ghost of Frankenstein.
She's not as hot as the chick from Creature from Black Lagoon, but she's still pretty hot.
Yeah, the chick from the Creature from Black Lagoon is the hottest ever.
Yeah.
Julia
She's
Adams.
smoking.
Fantastic. I have a copy of Creature from Black Lagoon DVD signed by her, and I just like fucking jack off to it all the time.
Woo!
That's way more information than y'all needed. So
Not me.
Definitely
I love
didn't
that
need
kind
to know
of. I love
So
that kind of information.
I watched this movie 4 times this week, and I kept noticing little things. The one thing that's interesting in this movie is you never see a full moon. In fact, they never claim that a full moon turns you into a werewolf in this movie. In fact, they claim it's when the wolf blooms.
The Wolfsbane blooms,
When
which is
Wolfbane
an actual plant.
bloom. Well, here's a funny thing. I want to know how strong that effect actually has, because Ginny actually picks it and brings it into the fortune-telling room with Bella, puts it on the table, and Bella doesn't care. He's reading her fortune. About the 3rd card he puts down, it hits the Wolfsbane, and right then he like reacts like he didn't see it before, but then he's like, oh shit, this card's really bad. And he takes the Wolfsbane off the table and throws it to the ground. And then he's like, let me see your hands. I'm like, well, do you have to see the Wolfsbane? Does it have to touch you? Do you have to, what does it have to do to actually get you to turn?
Maybe it puffed up a little bit of pollen in its nose.
Maybe, but then when you go to when Larry is tied to the chair by his dad, and his dad admits that he left him tied to the chair but put him towards the window so that he could see a bit of the hunt, what then turns Larry back into the Wolfman after he had already been brought out of it by the chant of the gypsy woman? Like, there are things in this movie that just do not explain themselves at all and just fucking happen. And
Hormones,
I've never...
maybe?
Hormones? What do you think? He got fucking... look at that fucking tree over there. Oh, fucking sexy-ass branch looking at me.
Maybe he was
Sup, baby girl?
sitting there thinking about what's her name and got a hard on. I mean, who knows? I mean, because there's a whole lot of correlation between this and damn, puberty and all the rest of that shit. I mean, hell, it even goes further when movies are later on made, based on the same story that directly relate to teenagers and puberty. So, I wouldn't be surprised if that was kind of like, the writer and the director's idea behind that whole sequence. because the focus is there between him. You know, you got all these different people that are out there hunting his ass down when he goes back out there, but he specifically focuses on her.
Yeah, well, that also brings me to the point of the pentagram in the palm. Because they say, when you're the Wolfman, you can't control, you don't know who you're going to hurt, all this. But as non-Wolfman, you see the pentagram and you're like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to kill that fucking person tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know what the, like, it brings up some things that we now know in mythology that's very big. Like, if you're bitten by a werewolf and live, you turn into a werewolf. But if you're killed, you don't get turned into a werewolf, which you see in, like, American Werewolf in London.
Doesn't bring you back to life.
Yeah. You've got the silver bullet, silver in general, killing or hurting a werewolf greatly. Which is, they throw that right out the window at this movie. But then again, the Wolfman's died like 3 times and he keeps coming back to life somehow. Like later on in one of the sequels, they're like, the Wolfman can only die by being shot by a silver bullet, but it has to be shot by someone who loves him. And then that happens. He gets shot by this gypsy who supposedly loves him, which she didn't really love him. She just wanted that dick, to be honest. And then she fucking betrayed the hunchback guy that was helping her out. But that's another time. But she just wanted that dick, is the point. And, but I do like that this movie does kind of, the Wolfman appearance in the Universal Monster movies are where we got a lot of our basis for the rules of being a werewolf. Much like with Romero's Dead trilogy, that's where we got a lot of the rules.
Yeah.
Right. Big focus on all that. Like, I was thinking about when I was watching it, I kind of had the same experience this time around that Carly did. I was watching it last night. Me and Jade were sitting there watching it, and I fell asleep while Jade finished the movie. But then then I watched it, then I finished it again today, and I was thinking about it. There's a lot of similarities between this movie and the one with Jack Nicholson in it, Wolf.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them, man. I mean, if you really think about it, there's, you know, that I think that was probably one of the ones I thought about it. That was probably one of the ones that was really directly correlated between the two. Because Jack Nicholson's got the medallion around his neck that's supposed to help him with the change, even though, you know, the Wolfman in this didn't use it, he gave it to the girl. But in Wolf, he actually wears it for a while and he ends up giving it to her. The same thing, going out in the middle of the night, the whole nine. So,
do y'all think if Larry had not given her the talisman, he would have been safer for longer?
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
It's hard to tell, though.
Because I'm like, did Bela have that? Was Bela just not wearing it that night, and that's why he thought he was safe? And then it was a placebo effect because he thought he was wearing it and didn't realize he wasn't wearing it until he actually, like, accidentally hit the Wolfsbane while putting the card down, and he was like, oh, fuck, I'm not wearing my talisman. Oh, fuck, now I know. Oh, fuck, now I'm going to be a werewolf. Like, how does that work? Mrs. Williams is a cunt. She's right, but she's also a cunt.
That.
She's like, people didn't start dying until that Larry Talbot started coming to town. That's a good point, but you can't say shit like that. It's slander. I don't give a fuck.
Basically.
I know what's right.
Yeah. I like that scene always cracked me up because that's how you do a like stuck up crazy gossip townswoman, right? Unlike in Jay, you won't be able to get to this yet, so you won't really know, but Kenneth will know what I'm talking about. Unlike the fucking woman who's in the Frankenstein movies and in like, and she was also that big part in The Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm.
The loud, annoying bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Her, oh my god, I fucking hate her. Whenever we make Jay watch The Invisible Woman, I'm gonna have a 30-minute rant on just how much I hate her and how she fucking, I love that movie, but I want to edit where it just, every time she comes on, it just changes her voice to like cat's meows or something. It just subtitles everything for me, so I don't have to fucking hear her.
All these movies like that gotta have that obnoxious fucking person, man. It's just like.
But here's the thing: they did not in this one. They did not in Creature from the Black Lagoon. They didn't in Dracula. It's just like the Invisible Man, and then which Frankenstein movie is she really bad in? The third one? Ghost?
I don't. Probably the fourth or fifth.
Hey, Jay, shut the fuck up.
Possibly the one from the 90s. And then also when they resurrected her corpse as an actual Frankenstein's monster, she was pretty bad in that too.
I like the one from the 90s.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, starring Robert De Niro.
Oh, I've never seen that.
And Kenneth Branagh.
And Kenneth Branagh.
Did you know that he directed that movie?
I did not.
I directed that movie. God,
No,
you guys can't get your
Jay,
facts straight.
The only thing you've ever directed was those meatballs into your mouth.
They were fucking delicious.
I bet.
Also, I don't think we were recording, so nobody knows what the fuck we're talking about.
Well, now they do. Okay, so couple more things I gotta go over. Sir John gives a whole speech to Larry how it's like completely like anything can happen in a man's mind. But then a few scenes later, when Dr. Warren is talking about mass hypnotism, Sir John at the end of that is like, I don't like what you're saying to him. And I'm like, you were literally just saying the same goddamn shit. And now all of a sudden you're like, no, we shouldn't say that. You're okay with the constable, Paul, making fun of your son and talking about getting a stuffed werewolf, which, by the way, would be fucking dope. But you're not okay with the doctor who's like, yeah, your son's deeply disturbed. We need to fix him. He needs to get out of here. And you're like, no, motherfucker. Mass hypnotism is stupid, even though I literally just said that would be something that was possible a few scenes ago, yesterday, basically. That bothers me.
Okay.
The last scene I really want to go over is a scene that when I hear people talk about this movie, I never hear them talk about this, and I kind of want to see if for Carly and Jay and even Kenneth, if this scene stood out to you, or did it stand out to you at all? Now, when Sir John is in the woods towards the end of the movie, and he actually meets up with the gypsy woman, Malweva. I don't know how to say her name. To me, this is a fantastic scene. These are two amazing actors just nailing this scene. Her voice is so sure and so strong, and as she talks and like kind of interrupts him as Sir John can't focus, his voice starts to waver. He starts to kind of break down and go, shit, am I wrong? Is this gypsy woman actually right? Is it not superstition? And this scene has always stood out to me as fucking amazing, and I never hear anyone talk about it. Jay, did this scene like do anything for you, or were you just like, it's another scene in this movie?
I thought the acting was solid all the way through. So nothing really stood out. Like there was no specific scene, and it could have been I've been running myself ragged at fucking work, so I'm exhausted. I watched this movie last night. I didn't fall asleep during it or anything. I was awake the whole time, but so it's possible that it didn't have an effect on me because I wasn't as alert and awake as I was, but there was nothing that stood out particularly as going, oh my God.
To be fair, it's a very, very subtle scene, but you have that like great shot of them between the trees. Like the whole shot is almost done like a portrait inside these two trees, and it looks amazing. Carly, did this scene stand out to you, or are you kind of like Jay, where it was like everything was good, so it didn't really stand out to me?
Yeah, it didn't necessarily stand out to me either, but like it definitely had solid acting in it. But yeah, I mean, all the way through, like I really just felt like all the acting was really solid. So it was kind of like he said, it's kind of hard for anything to really stand out for me. But I could totally see what you're talking about, how like just the dialogue is they really nail it in that part.
Yeah. Okay, Kenneth. You, much like me, will notice small, subtle scenes like this that mean a lot. Please tell me you're on board with me.
Don't break his heart.
I like the scene. I'm not gonna lie. I think they work well together. It looked really good. I think the cinematography inside the forest is fucking amazing. Anyway, But the biggest thing that got me about that scene is I figured the first time I watched this and then going back in it now is there was not enough, I guess, fighting between the two of them. Like I more figured that he would, you know, when he walked up to her and he realized who she was, he'd be like, "Man, get the fuck out of here, bitch! You filling my goddamn kid's head full of all that bullshit. Get the fuck off my property." You know, or something like that. But instead, they just get into, you know, right, they're just like they were fucking buddies for the past 10, 15 years, you know what I'm saying? And they just get into this conversation about what's going on. And I was just expecting more of that versus what happened. But otherwise, I thought it was a cool scene.
Yeah, everyone's like really accepting in this movie, it seems like. There's not like any major arguing. It's just like, oh, okay, maybe this is happening. You're right.
Exactly, you know?
Yeah,
So I'm like,
totally agree.
Yeah, even the quarrel between Glenn and Frank Andrews is completely off screen. We don't like. I'm like, everyone when they start to fight in this movie immediately like stop.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. And so like Jay brought up in the beginning, this movie ends with Sir John beating his son Larry in his Wolfman form with the same silver stick that Larry had killed Bella with when he was in his wolf form. The gypsy woman does her speech one last time as Sir John just watches his son turn from wolf to human again. And then Paul says, "Oh, the wolf must have attacked Gwen." And, you know, Larry came to the rescue.
I love that his character gets redemption. That makes me so happy.
Until you watch the next one.
He's dead, so this is over. There is no sequel.
He is not dead.
He was smashed in the head and turned into a human. He is dead.
Dude, wait till is it? I can't remember if it's the Ghost of Frankenstein or the Son of Frankenstein, but there's one of them. I think it's the Ghost. They're one of the movies where they explain that the disease. They explain the disease that is the vampirism, which is a blood disease that they can cure. And they explain that the disease of being a werewolf is pressure on your brain from your skull.
Wait,
like,
what?
That is a legit explanation they give you in one of the movies.
Oh my word.
It is fucking great. Alright, so, with that, I mean, we all really fucking loved the Wolfman. I'm really glad Jay loved it. I actually kind of figured Carly would like it. But I was surprised that Jay liked it. So, Jay, next up, you either have to do Frankenstein or The Invisible Man. Now, Kenneth, which one do you think he would like more, Frankenstein or Invisible Man?
The Invisible Man. I know Jay. He would like The Invisible Man.
I think he'll like that more than he'll like Frankenstein.
I feel like, just based on the premise alone, I'd like Invisible Man more than Frankenstein.
Well, Claude Rains, who played Sir John Talbot, Larry's dad, is actually the guy who plays the Invisible Man. It's fucking awesome. So
the special effects for the time.
I'm going to pick Invisible Man.
So our next one will be Invisible Man, and we will probably actually get to that in the next month or so, just because I want to, every time we do this, I would like to at least try to knock out 2. So we will be doing that coming up soon. Carly, have you seen The Invisible Man?
No, I haven't.
What the fuck? All right, Carly, you're gonna have to come on and watch it. You're gonna have to come on when we do Invisible Man.
All right. I think
you and Jay are gonna be taught.
I think I've only seen Frankenstein and Creature from the Black Lagoon, and like I barely really even can tell you anything that happened in either of them. So yeah, I'm basically on the same level as Jay here.
So good.
I saw it at a drive-in, and like it was really hard to pay attention to because I was with JP. And we end up talking the entire time. You know how it is. So it wasn't the best experience. What?
Carly, you set yourself up for that one. Like he literally just had to make a laugh. It's either like you're never gonna escape the Carly is a lesbian and or Carly is dating JP jokes if you can't stop setting yourself up like that. Quit
I thought
talking
they were married.
They got married in the back seat.
Guys.
That tends to happen.
I'm just kidding, guys. Carly is single and ready to mingle. Make sure you send all your dick pics. I mean, make sure you send your Tinder profiles.
Right, that's it.
I just added her on Facebook today.
Forward them to Kill the Cast, and we'll make sure she sees them.
Wait, why do we want to see the dick pics?
I gotta make sure that our friends are protected from terrible dick pictures.
Is there such thing as a good dick picture, though? Like,
Yeah, you gotta have good lighting, a good angle.
like what angle do you
It's
do,
gotta
though?
have
Do you
the
do...
right amount of hardness? You know,
Okay, hold on.
there's an art to taking a good dick pic.
You know,
Okay, okay, then I gotta know, what is the right angle? Do you do it from underneath? Do you want to see the bottom of the shaft? Do you want to see the top of the shaft? Do you want it looking
just
directly
depends
at you?
on what it looks like, and then you gotta go from there to decide the best angle for the optimal
I don't
looking.
know what the best angle for my dick is.
Dude, real quick, this weird kid that like I worked with back in like high school, he like had a big crush on me, and he was like texting me one night, and he like wanted to send me a picture of his dick, and he was like, "Now, what would you prefer to see?" And I'm just like, and like I knew nothing about like the male anatomy like at all back then either. I was like a total loser, and I was just like, I don't know, I don't want to see any of it. And then he like sent me a bunch of different angles, and it was like the most uncomfortable I've ever felt.
It was
True
like
story.
that scene in Scary Movie where he's showing her all the like photos of him in the
He's
Speedo.
like, just look at this one more time. Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I just sent all three of y'all a dick pic.
Oh,
I
wait.
just got terrified. It was like KB sent a photo.
I've already seen your dick, and it is that white and small, so that's about accurate.
Yeah, but you know, I couldn't resist.
We have all seen it now. So yeah, we'll be doing the Invisible Man soon. Hopefully at some point we're gonna do Frozen with JP, but JP's schedule is pretty shot because like Carly and JP actually work together, and JP's been working a lot, and it's hard to get him like set. Plus, we record on Sunday nights, and so does 22 Shots. So that also makes it.
He should be off that schedule soon, though. We finally hired a new guy, so
Yeah, he told me on Married with Children that they finally hired someone, and hopefully by the end of February he'll be good.
yeah, because
the
I haven't
latest.
seen him and like I never see him anymore unless we do something. Unfortunately, because
Yeah, what do y'all do?
They go to the drive-in and get married.
So we're gonna do The Invisible Man. Carly will join us. Maybe we'll do that as one of our shows in March. Eventually we'll do Frozen. It may no longer be cold outside when we do it, but we're still gonna fucking do it. We gotta do
It
another
don't matter. That movie sucks anyway.
That's true.
Carly, have you seen this movie?
Frozen.
Yeah, Adam Green's Frozen.
I'm pretty sure I give it like a 10 out of 10.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so you're on the JP
Yeah.
train of it being good. I've yet to watch it.
Fucking stupid.
We need to do another Horror Coliseum. We've got a few ideas. We still owe everyone a Wrong Turn versus Hills Have Eyes remake.
Oh,
So
yeah,
maybe-
yeah. I forgot about that.
Plus, we've got a few other ones that we have ideas for. We also owe Trent Sutherland, who is a supporter on our Patreon. We owe him a anime double feature of Vampire Hunter D and Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
That's good shit.
Wow, yeah.
So that's got to be upcoming. And other than that, we'll have a new HorrorPack episode dropping soon, whenever Carly and I fucking record it, because we've been slacking.
I might be able to do it Tuesday if you're still up for it.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Yeah. So we've got that coming up. And the next episode of Kill the Cast will actually be our personal top 10 favorite horror movies of all time list. It is just going to be a fun episode where we talk about our favorite horror movies, bullshit, make fun of each other, make fun of Jay for putting A Nightmare on Elm Street on there.
Number 10, Nightmare on Elm Street 5. Number 9, Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
God.
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna, for any entry that is part of a series, I'm going to limit to having only one movie from the series.
Yeah, so it'll be our top 10.
So don't worry, it's not going to be 10 Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
No, it'll be our top 10 with two. We get 2 runners up each, 2 honorable mentions. No more than that. We're not going to be like the people who bust out like 17 fucking ones. Because that's fucking dumb.
This is going to be a hard list for me to make. Especially with last year's horror movies being so good.
I won't have any last year ones on my list just because
I've got to give it a lot of thought, but there's one from last year that I'm pretty sure is going to be on my list.
It's going to be Get Out.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because you've been sucking that movie's dick for a while now.
So
and
good.
That movie deserves to have his dick sucked. I'll give it to you. I would suck that dick. Put that dick in front of me. I'll jaw that. I'll see if I can be like Heather from iDeepThroat.com and take that down.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do that. We actually I haven't released it yet, and this episode will actually come out before I released it. But me, Kenneth, and Alex Edwards of Married with Children, The Skeleton Crew, and Banana Laser, we got together because we were supposed to record a Cut to the Chase with Dan Chase, who never showed up because he was still feeling the effects of the KFC Carnosaur episode. We recorded a podcast for funsies that's mostly about porn. So y'all have fun with that. That'll be coming out
we had some
before the top 10 episode.
In-depth conversation about porn.
Yeah. So that's a thing that happened.
So if any of you people out there that listen to our stuff, you might actually get a little creeped out by this one because we really went out there with porn on this one.
Horrorporn.com.
And we went way beyond horrorporn.com.
We named names. We talked genres. Carly's gonna listen to that and be like, "You fucking losers,
you misogynistic pigs."
I've heard it all. It's fine.
Yeah, I know. You've been on a podcast with Jeremy.
Yeah, exactly.
So that'll come out before the top 10.
With me, and I send you a dick pic.
That's true.
Breaking grounds here.
Woo! That's what we do on Kill the Cast. And Carly, thank you for joining us. Carly will probably be a regular on our show just because I record with her on HorrorPack, and I like having her on. It's nice to have a younger perspective from us old fucks, a female perspective, one that knows the intimate side of JP, one that we can truly have someone who understands the hate I have for Jeremy and why he's a total bitch.
Oh yeah.
Carly's with me on that. So Carly, thank you for coming. She will be back for The Invisible Man. Hell, if the schedule lines up, we might even have her back for the top 10 because Carly did a top 10 a while ago on her YouTube channel. You should check that out, youtube.com/Carly317. And it's time to revisit that. So maybe she'll be there. If it lines up, we'll have her on to join in on the fun. Other than that, does anyone else have any other announcements?
No
announcements.
Nothing I can think of.
Okay, then time to pimp out some shit. You guys, listen, Carly, where can they find you at?
You can find me at, like he said, youtube.com/ I don't know how to do those URLs, but anyway, my YouTube account is Carly317, CARLY 317. I do, videos on like movies I get and like showing off my collection and things like that. And then, if you want, you can join my group page, which is Netflix and Chill Horror Podcast. That is Netflix and the letter N, Chill Horror Podcast on the Facebook. JP and I do that podcast. We don't really get episodes out like regularly or weekly or whatever, but we're still at it. We still do it whenever we get the chance.
Yeah, they do.
So yeah. Shut up. I feel so defeated. But yeah, that's about it.
Hey, Carly.
What?
Pixar, it didn't happen.
Ooh, yeah,
I'm
pics.
speechless.
I want pictures. That was everybody send me pictures. Jerry, take off your pants. Send me some pictures.
Hey, if you want to be disappointed, I will fucking give you so much disappointment. I've been doing it for fucking 29 years. Ask my dad.
Please.
Kenneth's over there like, yeah, that was true for a while there.
Krispy Kreme donut milkshakes, man.
Oh shit,
What
I'm
the
down.
fuck?
Holy fuck, let's go. No, not you. You're diabetic. You can't come, Jay.
I can come.
You
I just gotta
can't
watch
sit
the
with
right
us.
Video.
So yeah, check out Carly over on Netflix and Chill, her YouTube channel, and also you will be able to check her out on the HorrorPack.
I'm sorry. Jay's sitting there talking about I could come. Depends on which video I watch, then you start tipping out Carly's YouTube channel. What the fuck, man?
Honest mistake. Much like how I was born.
Steak, huh?
So you can go check her out on the unofficial HorrorPack podcast. Check out our last episode, Plank Face, where we discuss why there should be more dick shots in film.
Yeah.
And check out Jay and I as we do
yourself.
YouTube videos like Top 5 Fridays, which Carly, when the fuck are you joining that, by the way?
Yeah, I kind of dropped the ball there. I'm like either busy every Friday or like the top 5 you're doing. I'm just like, I don't know what to make a top 5 out of. I'll do it one day though, I promise.
All right, you better. So check that out. You, of course, can also join the Kill the Cast Patreon and check out great things like the Real Ghostbusters commentary, which episode 4 will be probably dropping this week. It might actually be out before this episode comes out. I just got to load it up.
So then we need to record some more.
We got to record 4 more episodes. We'll probably do that here soon because the Real Ghostbusters commentaries are fucking ballin'. And you can also get Kill the Cast shirts, which you saw Kenneth wearing on our Facebook. He looked so pretty in it. He is the prettiest of little boys.
Cute.
And join our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/killthecast. Some shit like that. And other than that, join us on all our fucking shit. We will see you next time here on Kill the Cast. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. And does anyone have any last words?
No.
Bananas.